one in Intro to Communications. According to the website of Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, as of February 2025, 14 million people have reached out to 988, our nation's suicide and crisis lifeline. Ever since our country decided to transition to 988 in July 2022, over 14 million people felt that this was their last option before officially giving up on life. This brings us to today and Kyle Lau, a counseling psychology student who works at the Lifeline. Talking to Kyle, I learned what it's like working not only at the Lifeline, but also in helping fields in general. I learned the importance of communication, the impact technology has had not only on the Lifeline, but also in helping fields in general, along with how Lifeline can actually prepare someone looking into going in a helping career. Considering the population Kyle supports at Lifeline, effective communication is a very important skill to have. As Kyle said, one of the big things that we're taught in our training is how communication can speak a lot more than you think they do. So it's very important for certain situations to be very cutthroat in a way. Someone in these situations also really needs a person who has great conflict resolution skills, meaning the person giving support to a person in need needs to understand how to be gentle and open, but can also know how to handle situations like suicide while making sure the person is safe all at the same time. Now, not only does a person need conflict resolution skills, but also amazing active listening skills. Working at Lifeline or in any helping field, someone needs to only focus on the person they are talking to and giving support to. Any distractions, anything that might lead you to not fully listen can lead to miscommunication. Missing any verbal or nonverbal signs within a conversation can actually lead to the situation going very south due to how defensive and vulnerable these people are when they come for you for support. Now, Kyle actually works for the text line that Lifeline offers for support. Even for Kyle, who does text messages, active listening is necessary due to how misinterpreting the conversation can easily happen through text messages. Kyle has to put in more effort into making sure that him and the person he's talking to are both on the same page and understand every message and are decoding exactly what is being said, so no misinterpretation of what is being said happens. Because considering how Kyle and many others work specifically on the text line, digital literacy is also a necessary skill to have. It is well known that in our day and age, anything can be online, and that even includes any form of mental health service or treatment. Like the suit, this requires the skill to be able to not only navigate, but also communicate online and through technology in general. That communication can be through a text line, like the one that is being shown here, a website, or even a phone call, to name a few. Knowing how to be online and communicate efficiently is one of the most important skills anyone can have in this day and age in general. But considering how many people are finding mental health resources online, it is even more important of a skill. Considering how important digital literacy is as a skill, that leads us into technology and how it has impacted the helping field overall. As mentioned before, anything can be online, even mental health support. The companies that are being shown now are just some examples of that. In 2024, these 4 companies were the top companies for online mental health support. I personally use one of these companies for my own mental health care and find that using one of these online sources is easier compared to finding a person to go to in real life. In fact, many people in 2025 would say the exact same thing. A poll done in 2021 by the American Psychiatric Association shows that nearly 6 in 10 people say that they would use telehealth services for mental health care. And considering how 4 years later, that number has risen and people would say the same thing. Now, everything comes with its downfalls, even something like technology. Using any form of mental health care online, whether it's a text line through the Lifeline or a phone call therapy session, there's a chance of miscommunication and there's a higher chance of miscommunication due to the lack of benefits of face-to-face conversations. Nonverbal communication is basically non-existent when you are communicating through text messages, phone calls, email, anything that does not involve a physical person there. It can lead people to misunderstand a message very quickly due to the lack of not knowing how the person you're talking to may feel or even think, because you are not able to see the nonverbal language from them personally. Along with this, the energy and personality one puts into their conversations are not as easily attainable through technology, which can lead to conversations feeling emptier or like there's a lack of understanding of someone due to how they talk, how they're. This may lead to conversations feeling empty or like there can't be a good understanding of someone and how they talk due to the lack of character that can happen using online resources for communication. This is especially true when it comes to helping someone in need of mental health care. It becomes harder to understand the person in need due to how everything is not being said but shown cannot be seen physically. Within helping someone, all the nonverbal and verbal cues are needed to understand the situation and how to help someone effectively. And due to the lack of nonverbal communication, this can cause someone trying to give service to others not give the best quality of support. Lastly, it feels important to mention how the nation's suicide and crisis lifeline can be beneficial to the helping fields. The support it gives to people in need of mental health services is amazing, but it is also amazing for the people that want to give those services to people in need. Working at the Lifeline, you don't need an internship. In fact, the Lifeline can be an internship within itself. Anyone looking into doing a helping profession like mental health care could benefit from doing work at the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. As Kyle mentioned during our conversation, crisis definitely prepares you for the very specific type of situation. This means work at the Lifeline teaches someone the skills needed in mental health care. It shows how to handle situations like someone who needs to escape from abuse, or even someone who may be having suicidal ideation. Any experience and knowledge that can be gained by working at the Crisis Lifeline can be used later in whatever work a person decides to do within the helping fields. But some might ask, how do I even know if I'm meant to be in a helping field? Well, the simple answer is whether there's a desire to help better someone's life or not. Does someone have a feeling? Do you as a person have a feeling that you can help give more to people than you ever got yourself? If there was a yes to either of these two questions, then there's a good chance you are meant to be in a helping field. Having a passion or calling to some form of service to others to better themselves is a sign the helping fields is something you are meant to be a part of. Overall, as someone who wants to go into the mental health care profession themselves, learning about the work Kyle does through the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline was beneficial. Our conversation showed how important technology has become within the helping field, even with all the benefits and downfalls technology may bring with it. No matter what, though, communication skills are still highly important for this career. Having the knowledge of how to communicate efficiently and give efficient help to anyone in need would make anyone a better helper, especially when it comes to support the Lifeline gives. Without the passion and empathy that Kyle or anyone else within the helping profession, without the calling these people decide to listen to every day, those 14 million people wouldn't have had the chance to get the support they desperately needed. And with that, thank you.